What about you folks, and welcome to LST Plays. Today we're having a look at Dragon Quest Builders for the PS4. The game's been out for a good few weeks now, and I've certainly got a few opinions on the game from what I've played so far. And just as a quick note, I have not finished the game. This is more of a review of the mechanics and some of the aspects of the game that I really like or dislike. Off the bat, this is probably what you're thinking going by what you see. Is it as good as Minecraft? The short answer is no, but the detailed answer is yes, if we treat this game as its own IP. Because whilst it does share a lot of similarities of Minecraft, i.e. digging, building and crafting, and surviving, it uses these mechanics to build its own adventure, no pun intended. If you're familiar with Dragon Quest, which I'm not overly, then you may or may not recognise the art style of Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, which is of course very distinctive. The graphics are a bit here and there for me in terms of the aesthetics. Sometimes the game looks a bit dull for a PS4 game, which is only a small gripe, as just like Minecraft, the game's all about the experience. But it was released over a year ago in Japan and has been on other systems, so I'm not sure if they've ported it from a different system like a PlayStation 3 or the PS Vita, which I know it's been out on as well. But overall the art style is great, but perhaps the graphics are not as amazing as what we would perhaps like to see in 2016. In the game, you dig up blocks of materials to craft items, weapons, food and tools, just like in Minecraft. However, unlike Minecraft, you have a lot more narrative to help guide you through the game. Early on though, I did feel that the game was a little bit too much of a hand-holder, as really getting past the tutorial section took a bit of an effort, as there's a ton of dialogue to read through. But once you do get past this initial hurdle, then the game really starts to open up. The main objective of the game is to rebuild a settlement. In the game, the population of the world are scattered and in hiding from the game's main villain. But by building your town up, you'll find people and creatures that want to join your settlement, and then in turn give you quests to help further along the list of recipes that you used to create items. For instance, characters may ask you to build or cook something, which once created from the ingredients will teach you the recipe, so you basically unlock the recipe once you complete the quest. I really like this style of limiting what you can build to a degree, as the game is learnt in bite-sized chunks and you're not sort of chucked in at the deep end. I remember when I first played Minecraft that I had to actually use a wiki to learn how to build certain objects or blocks, and in this case you build a workstation which will list the items you need to build things once you learn them. As you build items and structure your base, your town earns experience points which go towards levelling up your town. Once upgraded, your town will attract new villagers and unlock new quests from existing villagers. Building your village is a bit more detailed than in Minecraft as well, so you'll have to use certain objects to actually create rooms. For instance, a basic room is made up of a surrounding 2-block high wall with a door and a light source. Creating a treasure room is building a basic room container and then putting a treasure box in the room. Building a bedroom is just the same case of putting a bed in a basic containing room as well. Exploring is not as open as in Minecraft, however, from the world itself to even the volume of blocks contained within the game. For instance, digging down is nowhere near as much of a gamble as it is in, say, Minecraft, as the game's world height is very shallow and you'll find yourself hitting a brick wall very quickly, or brick floor in this case. Map-wise, it also handles this aspect very differently from that of Minecraft. Instead of a large open world that you can seamlessly travel across, with Dragon Quest you are limited to islands, using a teleporter to transport between the various locations from forests, deserts and snowy biomes. As you're exploring, you'll encounter all manner of enemies during the day, as well as some different, more aggressive ones during the night. So harboring up your defences on your town is also very important, as you'll find that your town can be attacked from time to time, and you'll get a little message on the screen to say that there are enemies nearby. You can actually create traps as well, which are going to help protect your town, so you put spike traps down. You can create statues that spew out flame as well, which will burn enemies. So you can sort of almost like create a little tower defense game of coaxing enemies into a certain path, and if you don't build your walls high enough, the enemies can actually just jump over them. So there's almost a form of tower defense in the game, which is absolutely fantastic to see. It's very diverse in that regard. Another thing I really like about the game over a game say like Minecraft is the fact that there are so many different enemy types in the game, with even some mini-boss style enemies dotted around the maps as well. Some enemies actually drop special decoration items that you can use in your village. Now, as you progress through the story and the game, you'll eventually fight bosses, and so not to spoil it, I'll only mention the first proper one, And this fight basically sees your base being attacked by a huge golem that is trying to destroy your town. The fight takes place in a special instance, similar to that of an MMO, where your villagers can't be used to help fight him, but the outcome of the fight will actually relay into the main game. So if the boss destroys sections of your town, when you go back into the main game, you're actually going to have to rebuild part of your town, which is pretty cool that they've done it that way. And there's various ways that you can defend your base from even being touched, which is great. I really like their take on boss fights, as they feel like proper old school bosses. They have attack patterns and weaknesses, and learning how the boss will attack as well as being prepared for the fight is really key to being victorious. I think Dragon Quest Builders is an excellent game and a very nice addition to a very oversaturated market of building and survival games. It's very addictive, incredibly satisfying, and overall I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. There you have it folks. I hope you've enjoyed this quick look and review of Dragon Quest Builders. Let me know below in the comments if you're playing the game or what your thoughts are of it, and I'll see you in the next one.